I mean, I feel like after I got into tech, I started realizing that it was so much cooler than I thought it was going to be. But I'm not going to lie. The initial push was money.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's not as if I was like being so money driven. Like I got offers that were higher than what I ended up settling with, but I still said no because it didn't feel right for me. Yes, I want more money, but I also still want that creative freedom. And Piggyvest gave me that.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Expert and African. It's Oluwani Femi again. Today, I have another exceptional individual with me and we're going to talk about a lot of things. And most especially, he's going to share with us how he transitioned into tech. Even though he has been in tech, you soon get the drift. But he talked about a lot of things. He has always been in media, then now he's in content marketing, and he has worked with several popular tech companies in Nigeria. I mean, tech startups in Nigeria. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this conversation, especially if you are looking to transition into tech and you love to write or you love to create content, but you don't know where to start from. You're going to get a lot of gems from what we'll be discussing today. Today with me is Daniel Orubo. He's the head of content and content strategy at Piggyvest. And I'm sure we're going to have a nice time with this conversation. So let's get right into it. Let me share my story first.
Okay.
When I got the advertisement to join TechPoint, so my dad that shared it with me. It was like, oh, my daughter has been writing on Facebook and all, and I feel this would be a good fit. Yeah, and he sent me the ad and I applied, and the rest is history. So what did you look at in your life and your skills and your personality that made you feel like writing is a thing for me?
I think for me it wasn't just writing. Like I only child, so I grew up consuming a lot of media, like a lot of TV, a lot of YouTube videos. I read a lot of books. I just liked storytelling in any capacity that I came, and I think writing was the most easily accessible one. So it was just like the first time I ever wrote professionally. I think I wrote let me not say professionally, please. The first time I wrote on Facebook. I think Facebook used to allow people to like write like long, a bit like little long form stuff. So I wrote a short story, a fictional short story. And one of my friends, who's like one of my favorite writers, to me, was like, "Oh, this is really nice. I really like it." I was like, "That was enough for me." I was like, "I'm a writer. I can write." So that was enough. That was enough. Then I started doing like small blogging with my friend Odun. We just write like fictional stories and stuff like that. Odun, yeah, when we were in Covenant University. So we just write like fictional stories, and people like liked it. People used to like give like positive feedback. I mean, going back to read it, it was bad, but I think for the time,
maybe not bad, maybe
bad by my standards now, I guess. So I think I've definitely improved from then. So I think writing was just a way for me to storytell because I didn't have a camera, so I couldn't go and record. Even though I think I would have preferred making videos. Like for me, the goal was always to be a filmmaker. This thing was kind of like a shortcut. Like I remember telling myself, okay, get your media job, save your money so you can go to film school. Then I started doing media and I actually started enjoying storytelling, and film school kind of became like a back thing. I mean, I ended up directing a film last year, a short film, animated short film, and I was happy about it, but I didn't feel like, nah, I'm ready to now fully leave this place and go and start making films now. Like it's something I'll do on the side, but I enjoy storytelling, media, marketing, tech. I like the spot I'm in right now.
Yeah, that's nice. But some people say, oh, like I've come to find out, not just that they say it, I've confirmed this, that something that is something you have a flair for stops being fun when you start doing it to get paid. Did you experience that phase?
Yes. I experienced that with media because it did feel like a lot. The thing is, even writing at TechPoint, like I don't think when I was writing at TechPoint, the workload wasn't too much. Like I didn't think I was doing like they were giving me write 100 articles. It was not that. It was just I think like 4 articles a week or something like that, and that was fine with me. I feel like if I'd stayed longer, I would have gotten tired. I didn't stay up to a year at TechPoint. I got a different offer at Zikoko. That one felt a lot harder because it was like full on original content and you had to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like we're the ones that set that trap for us because ourselves, because Odo and I were the first people that got hired at Zikoko, and they were like, "Oh, create the story you want. Like, we just want to write for young people. Do whatever you want. Like, give us free reign to come up with ideas." And we were like, "Oh, listicles," because we loved BuzzFeed at the time. We were obsessed. Listicles, quizzes. Let's write about the Nigerian experience. Let's write stuff that will be funny. Let's use memes. And we started, and that really kicked off. But it was not like, oh, since this is successful, there's the expect. Once you do something well, there's the expectation for you to continue doing it. So just keep doing it, keep being funny, keep making us laugh every day, write a new thing. Like I was pulling out stories from thin air. So that in itself got frustrating. I enjoyed the beginning aspect, and I feel like maybe if there wasn't the expectation for me to keep doing it so consistently, I would have probably continued enjoying it.
But you have to get paid.
Yeah, I mean, and the pay was good. I mean, they gave me, I got housing, like they gave me a house. Was the cuckoo. Like I was like,
as a senior reporter, as the editor in chief.
No, just say that. Like I wanted to leave. Just say Daniel, don't leave. Here's accommodation.
Wow.
Yeah. So like I felt like I was really valued there. So that felt good. But yeah, I did get tired. I decided it wasn't fun for me anymore. I stopped laughing at the articles I was writing.
Whoa.
I was just like,
we actually saw it as you saw what you were doing valuable because it's like the first of its kind in this market, and it just came like nobody was expecting it. Like the kind of, especially when it's now stemmed from the tech media. Somebody that like knew Zikoko was part of Tech About, we think it's like an offshoot, something that would be that you can relate
completely
with.
out of it.
It just came and this and that. Yes, I used to follow Zikoko until sex life. But yes, some of the stories were actually fun. Especially Naira life is fun. So what would you say inspired you? You know, sometimes when you are given like a plain board to get creative, you just wow yourself. But what would you say was like at the back of your mind when you said that this is the route I want to go with Zikoko? It's like you are the pioneer person there.
Yeah, I think as a creator, one of the things you quickly learn, and like it can bruise your ego, but you kind of need to accept it, that you're very rarely going to come up with something that's fully original. So most like I said, I was inspired by like BuzzFeed at the time. I was really obsessed with BuzzFeed, but it wasn't like the stuff there was cool, but like I didn't relate to it completely. There were some things I related, and there were a lot of articles about cats. I didn't really care about cats. Like, so it was just taking that energy. I liked the formatting. I liked how simple it was, and I was like, I think we can do this for ourselves. Like we don't have things like this. So that was kind of what inspired it, and I had a bunch of other ideas I wanted to try, but that one just hit. It hit so quickly, went so viral so fast that everybody just kind of settled on it. So even when I tried to pitch other ideas, oh, can we try long form? They're like, nah, the listicles are banging. Just keep doing that. Keep doing listicles. Keep doing quizzes, and that's also where I got tired. So I think if they had reached out to me maybe a year earlier, it would have probably been something else I would have come up with. So yeah, that's the thing. Just because I'm consuming a lot, I'm always looking at what is working for other people and how can I borrow from that? How can I adapt it to us? That's my approach to content creation. That's my approach to marketing. Is that I'm a big consumer. Like I'm always reading, always watching something. I will find any new video. My friends know to send it to me because I will appreciate it, even if it's bad. Like I can learn from why I think this is bad and not like replicate that. Yeah.
That's cool. How many years do you use in media? Total?
I feel like I'll have to check my LinkedIn for that.
I think he left media in 2021.
Yeah. That's when I left. Like 6 years.
Six.
Yeah.
6. That's a long time. Did you envisage it to last that?
Yeah, I actually thought I was going to be in media forever. Like I really, and I think the reason I felt like that is because I kept touching different parts of it. So tech point, I was like, I have done tech media. Then the next job I got was Zikoko. I did Zikoko for like a year plus. Zikoko was very old Nigeria, very original content. Then I moved to Combini. Combini was like pop culture, so we were interviewing musicians and like talking to filmmakers, talking to artists, and I really liked the experience. That was really nice. I feel like I would have even stayed at Combini longer if they didn't like close up shop and bounce.
Right.
So I really enjoyed that experience. And after Combini, I went back to Zikoko. It was in my time at Zikoko, that's when I started like thinking about media. I thinking about tech. And I think it's because I was working in proximity to Tech About, also because all my closest friends had tech companies. they were like, Daniel, when are you going to
Start be a founder.
I'm not tired of being broke. I had a friend in particular that every time she saw me at a party, she's like, Daniel, because she's a freelancer, so she writes for like healthcare companies abroad, making thousands of dollars. And she was like, Daniel, you can do this. You started writing before me. Please freelance and write with tech. They will pay you more. But I was so scared of, even till now, I think I'm still scared of freelancing. I don't the idea of not knowing where that salary is going to enter my account by by the 26th terrifies me. I can't even deal with that thought. Like I will probably start crying. So I was like, nah, I don't think I can do this. So the best I can do for you guys is actually go and work for a tech company. So that's when I decided that when I leave Zikoko, the next thing I'm pursuing is a career in tech. I didn't know what it was going to look like because my field of view was very limited. I was only thinking kind of content marketing. But yeah, I was like, anyhow, anything they want to hire me for, I will take it. Let me transition. Let me start earning money.
What do you mean? We earn money in media. Help me, guys, don't we?
Sure.
Jeez.
Trust me, the thing that was pushing me at Zikoko was the fact that I did feel very passionate about what I was doing. Like I did feel like I was doing impactful work because people were telling me I was doing impactful work. People from abroad were messaging me on Facebook, messaging me on Twitter, saying, I really love this article. This article really made me feel connected to home. I really related to this. This took me back. So things like that were very affirming, even though the paycheck at the time wasn't hitting. The best part was the creativity. I enjoyed. I think there's a day I woke up and I was like, God, I don't know what to write today. Normally, I always write the article that's going to come out that day, the day before. But I was really tired that night. I just woke up in the morning. I was like, what can I write? Then I was just kind of like moving around. I was just like walking around, pacing in my room, and I just had an idea to interview the Lekki Ikoyi Bridge. Yeah, that was Zikoko.
See me doing that. It's like I thought we were going to say somebody's name.
Yeah, it was like a fictional interview of the Lekki Ikoyi Bridge because it's in every Nollywood movie.
Yes,
just appearing there for no reason.
True.
So I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, hey, let me just make a joke post, and I just wrote it very quickly in like 30 minutes, and the article like did very well. It became a series, so we started interviewing like other fictional things, and I couldn't think of any other job that I would have had that I could wake up and just freestyle like that and come up with something that is a banger that does numbers. So that part of the job was very nice because I like to think I'm a creative person and my brain is always like thinking of stuff. But I didn't think any other job would have allowed me the opportunity to flex my creative muscles like that.
Especially for a start.
Yeah.
Especially for a start. You have to be able to prove yourself.
Yeah.
So now transition apart from the money. How did you decide where you are going next?
Besides the money,
yeah.
Was money actually the biggest thing? I mean, I feel like after I got into tech, I started realizing that it was so much cooler than I thought it was going to be. But I'm not going to lie. The initial push was money.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's not as if I was like being so money driven. Like I got offers that were higher than what I ended up settling with, but I still said no because it didn't feel right for me. Yes, I want more money, but I also still want that creative freedom. And Piggyvest give me that. Was like, yes, I'm going to give you money, but also, yes, this is content marketing. You can't write all the things you're writing as Zikoko, but I'm going to give you leeway to be as creative as you want. So when I came and I said, and this is your content team, build it from scratch, hire whatever you need. So when I said, I think I would like us to have an animator, because I think animated videos will fit our vibe. And they're like, yeah, hire an animator, just tell us, bring the person. And they hired the person. I think a comic person would be cool. Sure. So like every time I came up with an idea, I always felt supported. And that is why, like till now, I am not tired. This is the longest I've worked at a place without being tired. I think for me, what I did was I tried to be the kind of manager that I wanted and the kind of manager I had. I'm very fortunate that I've worked with really great managers, people that kind of always supported me. From Daniel Orubo, she was like my editor-in-chief at Zikoko. She was also very supportive. Like when I would be like, I'm kind of burnt out, I can't come up with ideas. She'll be like, okay, let's do something. Let's watch like a movie in the office and see whether we can gather inspiration from that. Instead of telling me, "Shaga and do your work." Right. So that is the kind of thing I kind of aspire to be. Just somebody that is supportive. Like once you know that your team is talented. I mean, you hire them. If they're not smart, that's kind of on you.
Yeah,
so you hire talented people. They're going to have off days, and that is fine. Like allow them to like feel when they need to, and when you want to correct them with compassion. And most importantly, when they do something right, heap the praise. Like tell them you killed this, and that is one thing I love to do. I love telling my team like, this is like when my team does something that impresses me. I don't even need to edit. I'm so happy. I'm like, thank you for being on for being on job. Like you figured this shit out. I'm very proud. So that has been the thing that's kind of helped me like navigate it. The fact that I've had people that I've been able to look up to that were very supportive of me. So that's kind of what I try to do. Just tell me like, oh, are you having an off day? Just let me know. Like we're not going to the company is not going to crash because you couldn't write a comic this week. Like if something could come across you're not feeling well, that's fine. Next week we'll do that. Or this idea, I think this idea is good, but I don't think it's going to work for right now. Instead of just saying no, I also try to give reasons about why I'm saying no to give you context. Because if you just say no, the person can bring back something that you're going to say no to again because you didn't really explain to them why this idea was rejected. So I try my best to be very communicative. Like I always try to say, this is why I'm saying this is why I'm choosing this is why I think you rose to the occasion. I think this is why I think you faltered. And I think that in turn makes them better. Because I think a dream for me is that like all the people I work with, I want to see them winning. Like I know you're not going to work with me forever. When you go somewhere else, like let them look at you and be like, this is a very good, this is a very smart person, this is a very brilliant person. And most of the people I've worked with, I feel very fortunate when they message me. I'm like, well, thank you for teaching me this, or thank you for helping me with this. Like that's for me is a source of pride. But if I had to choose, I wouldn't choose being a manager because the truth is it is hard. And I keep thinking about it all the time. Am I doing this right? Was I too mean? Was my tone weird when I told that person no? Like, I'm always rechecking, and this is part of the fact that I'm just an anxious person. I'm always like, did I handle that the right way? Because I would hate to wake up one day and so everybody's shooting bad bosses and they ask me. Like that feels like that is the worst possible scenario. So I'm always trying my best to be like a good, a kind, and compassionate manager. Yeah.
Yes. This is a weird question I want to ask, but are your parents proud of you?
Oh yeah, my mom literally told me she was proud of me yesterday.
Interesting. Parents, our parents are like.
It was because of Contech. Yeah, like I was just gisting. So that what I obviously I was gisting about Contech and that we just hit a milestone. We just paid for like a 90th scholarship. And she was like very proud because my mom is a giver. She has like an NGO called Widow of Zarafat where she like helps widows like get jobs and sends them money on Christmas. She sends stuff to their children, sends their children to school. So my mom is a very compassionate, giving person, and I always try to learn that from her. So when I came up with Contech, I was like, I want to find a way to give back. Even if it is going to stress me, it will make me feel better in the long run that you helped somebody. And that has actually been the case with Contech. I've felt very happy. Even when I have to take out money from my salary to like donate to Contech and like pay for scholarships, I feel good about it because the people in Contech are also very appreciative and they're also very hardworking. It's a community that I co-founded with Ope Adedeji. We met each other at Zikoko when I was the senior editor and editor in chief. She was the managing editor. So we worked together, and I thought she was like one of the smartest people I'd ever worked with. Like when it comes to like operations and processes, she's even one of the reasons that like I felt comfortable transitioning into tech because they run Zikoko like a tech company. When we're coming up with something like Love Life, or like we're thinking of it as a product. Like, okay, who is the audience? Who is the target audience for this thing? What is success going to look like? How many people do we want to reach in the first week? That is how, and that's because of her. So when I thought of Contech, I was like, let's create a community for people that don't want to code, but want to be in tech. They are creative and they're trying to find out how their creativity can transition. Like, oh, you can do UX writing. I think you'd be great at product design. I think you'd be great at brand storytelling, stuff like that. So that is kind of where the idea for Contech came. Let's gather creative people, give them resources, give them scholarships, get other people who have excelled in that field to come and talk to them and share ideas. So that was kind of the general idea of Contech, and that is where the thing came from. Now we have like over 1,500 registered members. We have a Slack channel with over 600 people. The Slack channel is divided into marketing, product design, and they're giving each other. I know the products group. They just had like a webinar like over the weekend where they brought the product person to talk to them. They give each other. They have a book club where they read like a product book and come and talk about it. And I just think it's really cool to just have people just like engaging with each other, helping each other out. I know somebody had an article that she needed help with, and she said, "How can you help me edit?" And people were saying, "Well, I'll help you." So that for me is the thing that I'm really proud of doing. I never thought I would build something. I've always told my friends I'm an employee. I love being an employee. I want to be able to not even getting paid. I want like once it's 5 o'clock, I want to be able to say, yeah, work is over, close my laptop, nobody should talk to me.
Nice.
But with Contech, I'm always working even after hours. I'm always thinking of.
I'm sure your friends are proud of you.
They actually are.
They've eventually led you to
Yes,
where they want to be.
accidentally, I'm sure I entered.
Right. So,
This
are you
thing.
like building content as like a startup, or it's just going to be?
We are treating it like a startup in the sense that I mean I never want to give up the social part of it. I always want to keep giving scholarships. I want us to be able to. We also do CV and pay for CV reviews, like for people who want to find jobs. We'll fully fund. Like I think we funded like 30 people to get your CV reviewed for free by CV Loft. So I want to keep doing that, no matter where it goes in the future. I want us to have that part of Contech. But I do see Contech evolving in different ways because I want us to be able to connect people in Contech to companies. I don't want to do that for free because I know companies have money.
Of course.
I don't want to charge the people in Contech, I want to charge the companies.
Yeah.
Then we're also working on something now. We want to even do a report. Like, we want to create a tool where people can just, any no-code person can just come and type, I want to be a content writer. How much can they pay? How much does that pay in Nigeria or in Africa? And they get like a figure, like an estimate. So we're working on that report. I want us to be like a company that provides value in whatever way that looks like. And this is one of our first like attempts of beyond just scholarships and stuff. Let's actively provide value for the tech community at large. So that is how I'm thinking about Contech. I don't want to think too much about money yet because there's the money. People have been donating. People have been very kind. People have donated a lot, even right down to services. Somebody built our website for free for us just because they liked what we were doing. Somebody designed our brand, our logo for free. And people have been donating like 100K, 300K. So far, I think we've raised about, in terms of donations and services, about like 3 million and above. And that's what we've been using to do the scholarship. But I want us to grow beyond that. I want us to be like a proper company.
In the meantime, you still be working, doing your job.
Oh, definitely. I'm not.
Beside.
It's going to be. I'm not leaving Piggyvest anytime soon. I'm not leaving Contech anytime soon. Okay. So I think I'm very happy where I am.
What would you say is helping you to manage all these things you are doing together at the same time?
The experience I got from working in media. That's actually this
just has to be real.
It's the truth. Like it felt like it was like a baptism by fire. Like when you're writing, like even if I was not writing, like you're editing 20 articles, everybody's like, idea, you're coming up, you're looking through everything. As editor in chief, you're kind of looking through everything that's going out. You're involved with like video. How is this video coming along? You're involved with like helping to try and monetize. How can we sell this piece of content that we're doing? So your head is always thinking about so many things at once. Like I say all the time that the job I did as Zikoko prepared me. I can work at 3 companies at the same time, and I'll be fine. So that experience really helps me to be able to navigate my time very well. And now I can do Piggyvest work, do content work, and I still feel like I have enough time to have a social life.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really helped me able to navigate that work without being tired. So I do a lot of planning. Like before, one of the things I do that I think helps me is that every night before the next day, I think about all the tasks I want to do that next day, and I just put it out into Piggyvest tasks, content tasks, and personal tasks. Like no more than 3 for each, and I try to hit all of them before I can say I finished that day. I am not leaving my office table until I've done all of that.
Wow.
And that has helped me be able to like. So if I finish early, that is great. I can go and take a nap. I feel good. If I don't, like, I'll just work a bit later. But I've been able to be in control of my time like that. I think one of the things that I have learned is that even people that don't get it will get it if you present what you've done really well. One of the things I'm very big on is reporting. Like, so every month, even at Piggyvest, I report like, oh, this is how many page views the blog got. This is how many users read the blog. This is how that converted. This is how our newsletter performed. This is how it helped to move the company forward. Because of this viral animated video we did, we got 10,000 new followers. Stuff like that. Reporting very clear, concise things makes people appreciate the work you're doing. Like I think once they just say that this person knows what they're doing, they'll probably leave you. It's when you're just doing, because most people don't appreciate content. It's just like the thing is just there by the side. But if you understand why content marketing matters, you're trying to engage people, excite people about your product. Even people that are already users, you want them to still be more excited. Maybe you want them to use a different feature. It's content that is going to do that. You need to kind of educate them with content, and it goes beyond articles and videos, any kind of thing you want to do. And the thing that will make your boss kind of appreciative of that is reporting properly, giving clear numbers, and talking about how you are moving the company forward. That is my biggest tip, and that's definitely helped. I think after my first report, my boss is just free. They're like, Daniel, you're doing good. Carry on.
Okay.
So that's why I got staff of the year. It was still with me. But like I think I'm really good at like presenting that this is the work I've done and like kind of advocating for yourself. I think that's very important. Um, when it comes to like being burnt out, I think you can find creativity in everything. Like don't I think there's that feeling of like or like the writer's block right now or whatever. In my experience, because I know it's different for everybody, it's always is a momentary thing, and it always feels bigger than it is in the moment because you're kind of like putting too much pressure on yourself. You're saying I have to write this thing right now. Maybe take it step away from your laptop. Go and take a 5-10 minute nap, walk around, go and get because everything else can inspire you. Like you can find inspiration from anything, and just like give yourself a break. Like your work is hard. I know because we're in Nigeria and your parents have been like, don't go and be a writer, be a doctor. You might forget that it is hard to do, but being a writer, it is a tough thing to do. Yeah, and it's just one of the professions I really respect. That's why even with the whole like AI is going to take writers' jobs. I'm like, when you read an article that's written by somebody that has a very distinct, clear personality, you can tell. Like I love when writers like inject their personalities into their work, no matter what you're writing, even if it's a product article. Like write like you want somebody to read this thing. Like you want somebody to be entertained. You don't want somebody to read your article halfway and go. You don't want somebody to watch your video and click off in the first 10 seconds. Like learn to engage, put your heart into it, and I think you will kind of excel at it. And being able to know that this is my talent, this is what I am good at, is also a very big skill. Like you can't be good at everything. I'm not like for example, I'm not an editor. It is not like a video editor. I know I can shoot something and be like, I'm going to trust you to do your magic, and that is one of the things I've learned working at Piggyvest. So stop being a micromanager. Everybody has their audience. I feel like I can read something and not enjoy it, but I'm not my reaction is not going to be this is a bad thing. Like oh this thing I just read is bad because I didn't like it because I'm not. I'm not going to say this is probably not for me. Like maybe this style of writing is not for me. There are some books I've read. There's a book I read. I'm not going to mention the book, but like the book won so many awards, and I literally couldn't get past the third page. Like I was like, this is killing me to read. But this book won awards, writing awards. I'm like, so it's like that the book is not bad. Maybe I don't have sense or something. Maybe the book is smarter than me or something. So that's kind of how I've come to kind of like approach things. Is that when I give people writing advice, I'm like, write in your voice, like write the way you can talk. You're communicating with me. You're passing along the message. You can add a little flourishes, like add little jokes and whatever. But you will definitely find your audience.
So everybody can write.
I believe everybody can write.
Daniel,
I don't think everybody's a great writer, but everybody can write. As long as you can talk, as long as you can communicate, you can potentially write. Then you can also add in extra tools like Grammarly to like fix all these like language errors and syntax errors and stuff. But I think if you kind of like don't overthink it, just you have a story you're trying to communicate, then just write. But I also think you can definitely improve. That is now another thing. You need to want to improve as a writer. Take writing courses. Take read articles, read other writers that you like. See what you can borrow from them. The way I even read now is that when I'm reading something, I'm like, would I have written this in the same way? Would I have moved this paragraph or would I have cut this part entirely? That is how I read things. It's annoying. Sometimes I do enjoy what I'm writing, but it's because I've been working in this industry so long, my brain just does it automatically. And that is kind of how I kind of react to even marketing, ad copy. Like I feel like such a nerd now. Like I will see an ad, I'll be like, wow, that is such a great ad. Like, if they had hired me, would they have come up with this ad? That is how my brain kind of works. So it's like pulling from other things and learning a lot. Yeah.
Cool. You obviously enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
You have plans to retire anytime?
Oh, absolutely not. Like I literally just finished like a product marketing course like last month. And I was so like I enjoyed it so much. I never thought I would enjoy doing 33 hours of an online course, but like I put out time of it was part of my task. Like I give myself 2 hours every day to like at least do something in the course. And I learned so much and I was very excited to kind of like I never realized that I had already been doing product marketing stuff at Piggyvest. Because beyond content marketing, it was doing so well that I started feeling like if I keep doing just this, I'm going to get bored. So I just messaged my boss. I was like, Josh, can I be involved in digital marketing a bit more? Can I do some digital marketing? I was like, yeah, come up with campaigns and do that. So I came up with campaigns and I utilized all the things I learned from content marketing, like the articles that I've done well, the stories that people were engaging with. Took stories like that, turned it into like digital ads, like just Piggyvest helped me start my company. Like actual stories from real users, and the campaign was a hit. The animated videos too that we come up with, I work with Israel on that. We just come up with like what idea will make sense and we put it out, and that has been our best performing piece of content for Piggyvest. Like we've hit 1 million views on Instagram and TikTok just from like a single animated video. We've now actually turned those into actual ads, and the numbers have been insane. So just stuff like that, being able to integrate different parts of my work, and it's been great. To be honest, I don't.
So no retirement now. That's
Not
20 years.
I don't. Wait, though. This is 20 years. Wait, let me 5 years. I'm still good at 5 years. I feel like I'll still be stable here, but I don't think I'm leaving tech.
If you want to say this particular job is the best of all time so far, which piece of work would you call it?
That I've done.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of the comic, the Grown Ups, the series. Like it's coming out really soon, and I don't know. I'm really proud of what we were able to do. I still can't believe we did it, to be honest, because I remember when we were pitching it, and it felt like, are we trying to bite off more than we can?
True.
I mean, this is feeling a lot, but we sat down, we did a lot of meetings, came up with characters, came up with storylines. Let's talk about the problems of gambling. Let's talk about the effects of like different money habits that Nigerians have, and a lot of the stuff we learned from even doing interviews for the blog. Because we have a series called My Money Mistake, where we kind of interview people and ask them like, what's the worst money mistake you've made, and what lessons did you learn from it? And that one too has been really good. So we realized that it's easy to write an article and say 7 steps to saving or 7 steps to not making, and you just tell them don't do this. Most people know that they shouldn't invest in Ponzi schemes. Like they still do it, but somebody telling you that story of like I felt very confident. I thought I would get out of the Ponzi scheme before it crashed, and it still crashed. Those kind of stories are a lot more effective, and that is what I've learned. So I don't know. I just enjoy being able to flex. So I think the grown ups is the thing I'm most proud of. But if I'm thinking holistically, I'm thinking the work I've done at Contech, like it's been so short. It's been like 6 months since we launched, and I feel like we've done so much in just that short time. So I'm very proud of that. I'm also proud of this.
Yeah, zoom on.
Because I wasn't expecting it. So
right. Yeah, I think we should round up with this. There's a lot of pressure that comes with the field that we're actually in tech because they are fast growing. Like you have to move very fast. You can't even catch a break. So how do you manage pressure, and how would you advise people to manage pressure?
I feel like I'm the worst person to advise somebody on managing pressure because I thrive with pressure.
Boy.
Like I'm the one that puts pressure on myself. My bosses don't put pressure on me. I'm just like, I said I'm going to release this thing. I'm going to push this thing out by April. It needs to be out. Like other things are happening. Like it's beyond my control. Like this, or maybe there's like an issue somewhere, or like there's like a delay. It's not even on me, but I am still putting pressure on myself to finish it because I don't know. I don't know who's sending. It's just I think it's the only child syndrome or best in class thing that used to do me when I was younger that is still doing me now. But I do put a lot of pressure on myself, and everybody's always telling me calm down. But I think I've gotten a bit calmer. But I would say for other people, I would never advise somebody to stress themselves as much as I stress myself. I'm always just like, do the best you can do. I think that is the most important thing, doing the best that you can. Like once you're done, can you look back and say, I am proud of what I did, even if it didn't do well. Like even if this ad that you wanted to run or this product push you wanted to do didn't have the effects you wanted, I don't think you should beat yourself up about it, especially if you know that you did your best. Because again, it's some things are beyond your control. You can't really control how your audience reacts to what you put out. Like there's really nothing you can do, but you can learn from it. So instead of like shutting down and saying, "Oh, I failed," I'm not like learn from that and try and move forward. That is the biggest thing for me. I'm very big on experimenting. Like if something doesn't work, yeah, that sucks. Yeah. And sometimes my takeaway is not even that this thing was bad. It was like maybe we didn't put it out at the right time. They're literally, if I even think back at Zikoko, the articles that I wrote the first time that did not get any eyes on it, then when we shared it like months later, it went viral. So yeah, it was just wrong timing. So I try to think about it like that. I try not to beat myself up when something doesn't go the way I expected to. I just learn the lessons I can from it and try and do do better.
Yeah. So 2 more questions.
Sure.
Supposed to round up with that. So I don't think you mentioned what you studied in
Computer engineering.
What are you doing here? Why? Did you plan to work with it
No,
or?
I did. I think halfway into computer engineering, I was like, yeah, this was a scam. I don't know who sent me. Like maybe if I done computer engineering at like MIT, I would be to be a different case. But
Okay.
they were not teaching us anything. Like I even remember how excited I was like for our first coding course I was like, I was so happy. I went to my computer science friends for them to teach me so I could come and do tutorials back in class. The lecturer, the lecturer told us to write code for like a calculator. Based on what I learned, I wrote a code. The guy failed this for me because
Why?
we did not copy the code he wrote on the board. That was not the
Oh.
calculator code he taught us. I'm
Why?
like, I said, that's just how, the man just did not, and that kind of just broke. I think that moment I remember it so clearly because it kind of broke whatever excitement I had for computer engineering. The
Hmm.
fact that I went out of my way to learn something, I wrote something that worked. I came to his office with my computer, put my code on the computer, showed him that it
Right.
ran,
Mm-hmm.
but he said no, that's not what he wrote on the board.
Oh.
So for exam, I crammed the calculator code and I passed. But I was like, yeah, I'm not doing cramming with you people. So I think that kind of just scattered whatever
Ideas.
passion I had. Yeah, I mean, I did well in school, but yeah, I was no longer interested in computer engineering or pursuing it in any real way.
Hmm. Okay, so final question. Somebody is looking at you from afar. Like, I wish I had Daniel's life.
Don't do.
Assuming. I wish I had Daniel's life. Okay, so, but I don't know if I can do as much as Daniel is doing, but I have a fear for content and all. What field would you say they should dabble into if it's not going to be content marketing?
um, like if not, like I'm going to maybe because now maybe just like excitement from just kind of getting into it really is product marketing. I think product marketing is really cool, and I think there's so many aspects to it. Like just
Yeah.
from learning, there's like the pricing aspects. Like you can work on making sure that the product you're putting to market is priced properly, so you get the right audience. Content also falls under product marketing. How you're pushing the product on your site and stuff like that. So I do think product marketing has there's so many aspects to it, and I feel like it's coming up like really well now. And product marketers are more than content marketers, sadly. So I'm just like I would probably advise you to go to product marketing, but beyond even like giving advice to try a specific course, I would advise you to look at a lot of different things. Like I know that if I had that's another reason I started Contech. I feel like if I had a lot more information, I don't think content marketing would have been my entryway into tech. I would have probably done product marketing just straight up.
Mm.
But I don't want people to make choices based on like things that I like because somebody can do that same product marketing course I did and hate it, and that is fine.
Yeah.
You don't know, it might be UX design that like tickles your fancy, or it might be UX writing. Just try and open up your mind to different things because I know that's because I think that's kind of what was happening with like product management. A lot of people wanted to transition into tech and they thought product management was going to be the easiest way because it had the best PR. It was the most
Right.
everybody was like, I'm a PM, like it just felt like the sweetest
Don't
one.
know what they are doing.
It was like the sweetest one, but I'm like there were so many other things. Like you don't know whether there's like a particular niche that would have fit you so perfectly that if you had followed that, you would have been the best at it. So my advice now is like kind of open up yourself to a lot of different experiences. Like yes, you might like something and you want to focus on that, and that is fine. But don't limit yourself.
Mm.
Like be open to trying other things, be open to talking to other people. I think that's even the main reason I love product marketing because just talking to the product marketer at Piggy Tech piece, like just seeing all the things she was able to do and that fell under product marketing, I just found it really, really interesting. So I definitely think find a community, join Contech, find a community that
Shameless
can
plug.
shameless plug, join Contech, we share resources for you. Just find a community that kind of like allows you to flex your muscles, like try out different things and just be open to be open to learning, be open to trying out whatever is in front of you. If it doesn't work, fine. Don't feel like you failed because you couldn't code or because UX design didn't appeal to you. You will definitely find something that does. There's so many things. Like we just interviewed a brand storyteller for my tech transition article that we do at Contech. She was talking about how she went from law to brand storytelling.
Mm.
And she's a brand storyteller at Payday, and she's loving her job. And because like this is what she always wanted to do, trying to do comms, and this just fits what she always wanted. So if she didn't like try like look out, she wouldn't have known that was an option for her.
Mm.
So yeah.
That's what Daniel is leaving us with today. Try. Just try. Tech
Just
is
try.
welcoming you. Come and shop the money
Please
tech.
come and earn money.
Yeah,
Please
you
come.
can tell. I can tell soon. And that's it with our conversation today. I'm sure you've learned a thing or two from what we've discussed. Even if you don't remember anything from what Daniel has said today, just remember to try. Try that thing you're thinking of getting into in tech and just look at where it will go from there. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so that you get notified every time a new video is released. See you in the next one.